W7I tail, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3.
W7ITL repeater.
Tail, test 1 2 3, test 1 2 3.
1 2 3, test 1 2 3.
W7I tail.
Good evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the '08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of amateur radio enthusiasts that take to the airways with digital amateur television in the DVB-T format. We transmit on 70 centimeters to Cougar Mountain, where there's a crossband repeater. It spits out images at 1.2.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that works.
That will take you to our homepage on the internet. There you'll see the exact frequencies we transmit and receive on, and also you'll find a link to YouTube where we stream our nets held Wednesdays and Saturdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. Also, we'd like to thank the SeaTac Repeater Association for letting us use WW7STR's repeater 147.08 with a tone of 103.5 for our audio transmissions. So with that, I'll pause in case anybody has emergency traffic or needs to make a contact before our net gets fully underway. This is Dave, KD7ZYM. Welcome back to the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. Again, I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. Signed in by video link already is Ron, KD7QKU. Richard, K7ITX. Wade, W7ITL. Jim, N7QO. And we got Bob, K9PQ. And myself, Dave, KD7ZYM. Or is anybody else wishing to sign in? Hearing none, let's start off the net with Ron, KD7QKU.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Dave. Well, I tried to transmit on 62, but it didn't seem to want to work, so I switched to 20, and I'm getting in a picture, so that's good. And my laptop computer now is doing an update, so I don't know. I had trouble with my laptop, so I had to go get my iPad. See you guys. Well, let's see. I have 58 degrees, Dave, and I had 31/100ths of an inch of rain last night, and it was kind of cool this morning. I actually turned the heat on for a minute this morning. Went over to the ham radio clubhouse today for a while and hung around. Wade had given me one of his little Mesh-tastic radios. He'd changed it over. He went up, on the hill and put up a new system. He and someone else. And so let's see, I can't think of what it's called. And my memory's getting bad, you guys. So anyway, he had a radio that was set up on that, so he wanted me to monitor, and he sent a message to me asking me if I heard him, and I did, and everything worked fine. So I gave him the radio back today when we were over at the clubhouse. Hung around for a while, visited with a few people, and we were just talking there before the net started. As everyone probably has heard by now, the United States just hit the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, so that was a big deal. It was all over TV. So it's nice to see you guys, and I don't know if I said this, but this is KD7QKU. So I will turn it back to net, KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, thanks with that. Well, let's go visit Bob in Bothell, K9PQ.
Good evening, everybody. This is Bob, K9PQ, and good to see people here tonight. Well, let's see. Yeah, I did not. I just saw the headlines and haven't had a chance to read or catch up on the news at all. So I'll be catching up on that probably after the net, maybe during the net. Um, as for me, it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride here for me. The people that came, I think the last time I actually got out and was able to give an update here was maybe all the way to last weekend. Um, since then, I had somebody come and look at the place on Monday, and they were interested. They wanted to get the inspection report, and they said they liked the place, but they were just starting out, and so they wanted to. Oh, sorry, I have a slideshow here. I wanted to be showing. There we go. So they were just starting out and they wanted to look at some more places first. But the then I had somebody who was going to come on Friday, and they canceled. And I thought, well, that's that with them. But it turns out something happened. They just couldn't make it. They canceled almost at the last minute, and but they rescheduled for tomorrow. So I'll be tomorrow afternoon. They're going to be coming. So there's some activity, which is really nice. It's been slow, slow but kind of steady lately. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. These are slides. I don't know if you guys have seen these slides because I can't remember the last time I was able to actually transmit and get out. But these are slides from the Oregon coast. I was staying at a friend's timeshare that he let me use. He used it for a couple days out of the week, and he and his wife had to go home, and he said, "Hey, Bob, use it." So I did, and it was wonderful. That was last summer, I believe. Okay, I'll send it back. This is K9PQ.
K9PQ, thanks for that. Let's see if we can pick up Richard, K7ITX.
Okay, I think you guys can hear me. Good. All right. Well, thanks a lot for the thumbs up, you guys. And Dave, Don has been in my thoughts and prayers all this week. I kind of think of him as a brother in arms for the health insurance, health maintenance business. He's got a serious illness just as I do. I'd like to report that Friday I got through another hoop for a kidney transplant. Next week I have, ultrasound on the carotid artery, a stress test with iodine in my bloodstream as they film me running and standing. And then on Friday, to top it off, echocardiogram. And after all that, I should be good to go to get on a list. And from what I understand, I'm a prime candidate just because I've already got all the anti-rejection drugs in my body, and I've already proven that I can withstand hell in a handbasket and come out alive and kicking. And so that's always a good reason to put you at the top of the list. They don't want to waste any time or waste an organ. And if they've got a proven guinea pig, so to speak, they like to use them right away. So, and I understand they're slow at the UW. So I've got a lot of things going for me right now. But before you know it, I'll be a double transplantee, or actually triple if you count my lung transplant too. So I'm pretty excited. As you can probably tell, I'm I'm all smiles ear to ear because I just feel great. Picked up Debbie at the airport about a couple hours ago. She's turned the condo back over to the landlords in Phoenix, and we're up here back home after a year in Phoenix. Good to say, and unfortunately good reasons with that 113 degrees today, and 116 the day before, and 109 tomorrow, and they can have it, and I'll have it. You know, this is the first time I think I've liked rain in my whole life. K7ITX, back to net control.
K7ITX, thanks for that, and time for ID. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. Well, let's go to Tacoma to Wade, W7ITL.
All right. Can you guys hear me okay? Yep, there we go. I can hear. I was a little worried that was going to have some audio issues too. Well, I think we might have some interference here. It just glitched up a little bit. So, yeah, very eventful week. Yesterday, spent multiple hours up on Cougar Mountain working with the Puget Mesh group and installing it's a mesh core repeater, which if you want to find out more about it, go check out their website. Just Google Puget Mesh, and you should be able to find their website and check out the equipment you need to be able to send and receive messages. But it's a pretty cool technology. I encourage anybody that's interested in go check it out. Besides that, went to the Radio Club of Tacoma this morning and saw Ron. I saw some hams I have not met before. Stan, I don't remember his last name. He's a nice guy. I got to meet him. He's also involved in digital amateur radio as well. So I got some time to speak with him and chit-chat about the stuff he does, and it was really fun to hear what he does. And besides that, I'll save it for the next round. This is W7 ITL, back to net control.
W7ITL, thanks for that. Let's move over to Jim in Covington, N7QO.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Good evening, everyone. Well, Ron, you're wondering, I see you and I hear you just fine over the ATV repeater. Bob, let's see, need ketchup. Excuse me, need catch up on the news, and I need that as well. Lookers at the house, slow but steady, that's a good thing. It's good to see you. Anyway, and good pictures from the timeshare, which you had with your friends there. And let's see, I have, Bob, I have audio from you over the television repeater only, not on 2 meters. Dick, I've got audio from you on both the ATV repeater and on 2 meters. Yeah, thanks for mentioning Don. I've been thinking about him myself. He's a brother in arms with you, I guess. So Dave, you'll have to give us an update when you get a chance. Dick, congratulations on jumping through hoops on your kidney transplant. I was wondering if they would do that in Washington State for you. It sounds like the answer to that is yes, but if you would give us a little thumbs up on that. And light rain, well, I guess it's a little unusual. I've been thinking about you every time I see the temperatures in Phoenix, and I'm glad that you're here. And thanks for joining us from time to time while you're doing dialysis. Wade, thanks for the work you're doing on the Cougar Mountain site. And yeah, I'll have to look Puget Sound Mesh and look up their website. Also, no audio from you on 2 meters, but I hear you just fine on the ATV repeater. The ATV repeater from my location is working flawlessly tonight. Back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
7QO, thanks for that. This is Dave, KT7CYM in Lake City. Bill, I've got 58 degrees and cloudy outside, and I've got reception that's beyond P5, I'd say P6. It's just very clear reception coming in through 1.2 gig this evening, and everybody's looking good, and sound is passing through. The only comment I had was Wade's audio didn't come across on 2 meters, but it came across okay on the digital sound. So that was about what was going on there. I had some friends come in from Arizona here yesterday. Even though the weather went kind of sour this weekend, they were very pleased to be here in the Pacific Northwest where it was cool and a little rain was no challenge at all for them. So they're out enjoying everything that's going on. We had lunch at Rory's up in Edmonds yesterday. Oh man, that's 2 hits for 1 week at Rory's for me, and very nice restaurant to go out and have some good lunch. And for Richard, sounds great that things are going to work out okay for you with the transplant. That's good. As for my brother Don, K7NKK, a little bit backwards today. He's still in intensive care at the UW hospital, but was fighting a little bit of an infection, and they're giving him some kind of new antibiotic to see if they can get rid of that. And they hope to have that contained within a couple of days, but it looks like it's going to be a week of I don't know how where they inject the antibiotic by fluids in a ringer solution, so that'll be going on for a week, but he might be able to do some of that at home. So that's what's been going on here in Lake City. I'm Dave, KT7CYM. And for Wade, thanks for getting that mesh network going for those that are kind of finding out what that's all about, and at least they'll have a repeater that they can utilize. So that's very good to have that happen. And for Jim, oh yes, news today has not been great news this evening, but we'll have to see what happens if there's any repercussion from today's activities. Hopefully not. This is Dave, KT7CYM. So I'm going to send it back up to Ron, KT7QKU.
W7ITL repeater.
Okay, so I'm just on amateur television now. Can you guys hear me? You hear me? I don't get thumbs up from anybody. Oh, now I am. Okay, I'm getting thumbs up. Alright, so I won't talk on the radio. Gee, many Christmas. I didn't take any notes. I didn't think it was going to be that long before it came back to me. So Bob, yeah, those are really nice pictures, and I'm glad you're having some activity. The people next door have someone that's interested, and the interested party had an inspection, and the owner was up here last week, and we talked to her for a little bit, but we haven't heard anything, and I the sign, there's nothing to indicate that the house is sold or anything, so I don't know what's going on. And Richard, yeah, no, that was a good report. Sounds like you're going to have more tests. The only thing you left out is that apparently you didn't say anything about Jollibee's chicken. I figured you probably stopped by and got some more chicken. And Jim, I'm glad you're getting a good picture today. That's always nice. When we were over at the clubhouse, yeah, Wade had a bunch of pictures on his cell phone of the repeater that they put up there. It was pretty impressive. Sounds like they put a rack in and put a repeater in it for the mesh network. So that's good. So there's 2 mesh networks in the area now. One's on Cougar Mountain, and the other one is just, I guess, from mesh person to mesh person. It just hops and hops and hops. So I have 2 radios, and today when we were at the clubhouse, I have a friend that lives out on an airport by Wilkinson or by south of Highway 512, kind of out in the boondocks. And I was going to give him one of our radios, so I had Wade take everything, kind of remove everything from it. And then I came home and I had second thoughts. I like the guy, but I don't know if he would use it, and then I don't know if he could use it. So then I decided that I should have Wade set it up with the new mesh core. I think that's what it's called. I should have done that this morning when we were at the clubhouse instead of having him delete all my information out of it. So anyway, so I've decided not to give it to him. I'd like to do something for him, but I don't know that would really be much of a benefit to him. So what else? And I'm glad. Well, the news was sort of good with Don. I guess he had some transfusions last week, and then he's on antibiotics. I think you said he was still in the hospital, Dave. So hopefully he'll be okay and get home soon. So let's see what else is going on. My wife, I think, is out in the kitchen making some chocolate chip cookies or something. I can smell them. I went over to Safeways and picked up some. They have a pretty good deli over there. So Joanne asked me to go get something for dinner. So I got some Asian food. I got, I guess it's beef and green beans. It's really pretty good, and then stir-fry rice. So that's what we have for dinner. So anyway, all right. I guess enough of that. So KD7QKU, back to net.
87QKU, thanks for that, Ron. Let's move on down to Bob, K9PQ in Bothell.
Okay, well, we'll give you the whoops, I moved the wrong window there. We'll give you the slideshow right from the start this time. Um, well, yeah, I'm sorry to hear about Don. I missed the last few nets, and I didn't know things were going on with him. I feel for him. I'll be sending good thoughts his way, and it sounds like he's in the ICU. Said fighting an infection, so I'm just hoping for the best there. And um, yeah, Wade, good for you on the Puget Sound mesh. That sounds like a really good thing to be adding up there, and you're really going really heavy into it. I'm impressed. um, and that's pretty cool about the Radio Club of Tacoma. I just think that's great that they have something going on every weekend. I'm pretty impressed that they are so active that way, that they like to get together every weekend. Richard, fantastic news that you're a prime candidate for a kidney transplant. I kind of could see that with the, I think maybe we even talked about it before, with the already having taken the anti rejection medication, but also the fact that you got through the first one, that you're tough. I like that too. That's really cool. So I think that's fantastic news. what else have I got? I did not check on the U.S. attack thing. We'll see. I might have to wait till after the net, like I mentioned. And yeah, it sounds like I'm not getting out on 2 meters, but that's the way it goes. And it's 57.5 here, 84% humidity. I don't have a rain gauge. But yeah, I kind of liked having a little bit cooler weather, although I had the chills this morning for some reason. I actually turned up my furnace above what it normally is. Didn't just turn it on, I turned it up. So I was uh, not not that much up from normally 70 to 72, but that those 2 degrees made a big difference. And what else do I have here? I guess that's about it for now. Yeah, these sunset pictures were a lot of fun to take. And I could just take them from right off of my balcony. This was a beautiful location with their timeshare that they had. And one funny thing is, I sent a few, a selection of these pictures to my friend while I was there. I emailed them to him thinking, hey, this is like my thank you. It's like, hey, look, I wanted to show you how much I'm enjoying this. And he said he was dealing with his in-laws family that were in town with a bunch of screaming kids, and he didn't appreciate the pictures so much. He said he would have rather been there where I was instead of where he was. So okay, this is K9PQ. I'll send it back.
PQ, thanks for that. Let's go to Wade in Tacoma, W7ITL.
All right, let's see if I can get the audio to work. It looks like the audio is still not working on 2 meters. It seems to be going in and out. I'm going to try to reconnect and see if that. I'm reconnecting here. So what I'm showing on the screen here is the repeater that we installed at Cougar Mountain. It's you see at the top there. That's a and then right below it is the radio itself. That's a G2 station G2. That's the most powerful mesh radio you can get right now. And then to the right you have a circulator. I think there's 2 circulators there. And then to the right of that, those are some switches to control power to the various components in the box. And then this is let's see if it'll show it. This is the projected coverage map of the repeater in the Puget Sound here. So it's got a pretty far reach. I hear really reliable here in Tacoma. I've gotten reports all the way to Edmonds and Shoreline, and I think even Everett. So it's definitely got some good reach. So that is that. And I was going to try to put this in a slideshow, but I ran out of time before I got to my turn. But this is the cable that's going up to the antenna on the Cougar Mountain repeater. So that is hardline. That is some beefy coax there. And then this is the rack. This is the new rack that went in at Cougar Mountain. You'll see at the top there, that's a radio. I think that might be a 6-meter repeater for a different club. And then right below that is the 1U rack for the mesh core repeater. So that is that. And let's see if I can turn it back to myself. I am so bad at this. All right, let me see. Get back to my video. Oh, there we go. I think it'll just take a second or two. And that is my show and tell for the Puget Mesh repeater, mesh core repeater that was like Cougar yesterday. So that's about all I got for this round. Dave, I'm sorry to hear about your brother. I'm hoping he's get better. Ron, it was nice seeing you today, of course. And Richard, I'm glad you're on the list for the kidney transplant. And I don't know what's going on with the 2-meter audio. I'll have to work with Carlos to try to figure out what's causing that. But it does keep flaking out where it's staying connected to Echolink and then it disconnects. So there's some network. Oh, that was weird. I think the receiver rebooted itself there, so sorry about that. I don't know how much I lost my audio, but I'll say 73 for this round. Maybe I'll have some more for the next round. As always good to see everybody. I will turn it back to Net Control. This is W7ITL.
Look at everyone's. So anyway, am I on the air? Is that? Do I get a thumbs up? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Uh-oh. I'm not seeing any. Oh wait a minute. Maybe Discord's frozen on me. So yeah. Okay. Anyway, let me take a break for a second. Let's see. To answer Killington Jim's question, yes, the University of Washington has accepted me into their kidney transplant program. So, yeah, no more traveling to Phoenix. Well, I won't say no more. After all this medical stuff is said and done, I can see going back to Phoenix for a vacation now that I know the city and know how nice it is in the winter time and how cold and gray it can be up here in the winter time. I see several trips in my future over an extended longevity to my lifetime. So thank God for the medical system that we have in our country. It's serving me just fine. But I have to admit, it takes a lot of work on it. It's taken a lot of work on my part. Hours and hours on the phone and hours and hours of travel and testing. But it's all panning out, and I'm grinning ear to ear. So we just wish the best for Don, and that he has the success with his transfusions, just as I've had success with my implants. So, anywho, what else I got? Really, yeah, no, I'm happy to hear about you got activity going at your place. You know, just a block down the street, we had a house in our neighborhood up for sale on the market. It was hard to tell, how the offers came in. That's usually kind of a private affair unless you're really dialed into the realtor, which I wasn't. But the for sale sign is down, gone after about 3 to 4 weeks. But I know that he had probably some offers that were below price that he didn't accept, or he waited to get a better offer, and maybe evidently finally did. And I'm hoping for the best price, obviously, because that's how they call it comp other real estate property that's near down the street from yours, and it's the same complex, and but I can't complain. 30 years of equity, we're talking grade. No, that's not counting interest, of course. The sales price is one thing, but the interest you pay on that sales price over 30 years, that's a whole other story that tends to be forgotten. Just like me, I don't like to think about that kind of money going towards interest because it's a lot. But it's gone, can't complain. I own the house, lock, stock, and barrel. So thank God for that. Oh, geez. And then the Mariners, I don't know about them. Except for Cal Raleigh, sure doing great. I guess he got another home run today. So, anyway, I'll think of something else the next time around. K7ITX, back to net control.
ITX, thanks with that. Well, let's move on to Jim N7QO.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Well, let's see. Yeah, Dave, thanks for the information on Don. And for your information, I'm not seeing any pictures from you either. I don't know if there's a computer issue or what, but anyway, I hear you just fine on both ATV repeater and on 2 meters. Bob, yeah, beautiful pictures. Thank you for that. And I can certainly appreciate your friend there wishing you were there. One of the pictures, I saw a drone, and I was just curious, is that your drone? Is there a story behind that? Maybe you can bring us up to date on that. Also, FYI, your audio is really good. My guess is maybe it has something to do with that microphone that you've got, but it certainly seems to be better than everyone else's. And Dick, yeah, kidney transplant here in the Seattle area. That's wonderful news. And yeah, Phoenix is definitely a nice place to go during the winter. When I was there, they said the population triples all the time in the winter months. I would guess it might even be more than 3 times that nowadays. But glad for that. And let's see. Well, I'm showing 58 degrees at the house. Right now it's reasonably pleasant outside, but it's kind of moist, maybe just a little bit misty. We had some rain earlier in the day. For a while it was raining pretty hard, and it rained for several hours, a little bit longer than I was expecting. But then it tapered off, and then kind of an okay day, kind of maybe a day that most people would expect out of Seattle. Most people who don't live here anyway. So I'm happy for that. I can't complain. I'm happy any day it's not snowing. Back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
N7QO, thanks for that. This is Dave, KD7ZYM, and for an ID, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 machine. Well, as I said, I'm blind tonight putting an image out, but I do get an image back in. I'm seeing everything very well, and good sound coming in on the digital side of the repeater. And for Richard, boy, being in a place where you don't have to worry about rejection medicine, boy, that's a plus, and hope that happens soon for you so you can get that transplant out of the way. And mesh, boy, and Wade with his mesh network up on the repeater site, I think that's a great addition, and I think a lot of people will be able to utilize that. So excited about that. And Bob, boy, selling his house, and I kind of make my analogy is it's like fishing. You throw out a line, you reel it in, you maybe caught something, oh, it got away. You try another line out, you go to net it up, and it slips away again. So then you change your bait. And so I think you're on your way of catching your first full dozen fish. So anyway, take care with that, Bob. This is Dave, KD7ZYM. So I'm going to send it back up to the top to Ron, KD7QKU.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Dave. KD7QKU here. Well, gee, you guys, tonight everybody's had really good reports, good messages, good pictures. That was a really nice way to see the mesh network over there and the repeater and everything. That was good. Yeah, the ham club in Tacoma is pretty nice. There's a nice bunch of kind of regular guys that show up and visit with them on different subjects. Today I was talking, one of the guys named Mike, he used to be the president. He was rebuilding his deck, and he was talking about the rotten wood. It had been treated wood, and it had lasted 30 years, and he had to replace a beam, and of course all the boards he was putting back, geez, I can't see the name of it now, the plastic wood, I guess I want to call it. He was putting that back on top. He turned all the joists over. He taken a reciprocating saw, he said, and cut all the nails to take the wood off the deck. And then he decided to turn them upside down because they were a little, starting to show age on top. And of course, then they had all the nail holes in them for maybe the water to get in. I thought that was a good idea to turn the floor joists upside down. And he's got, fresh new surface to work on. So he lives over by Bonnie Lake. One of those guys live quite a ways away, and they make quite a trip over to the clubhouse. Club always has donuts and coffee and stuff, and then at least once a month, the end of the month, they have some food. Here lately, it's been hot dogs, chili dogs. And a lot of times people bring things and set it on this front table in this one meeting room, and it's free stuff. And it's stuff they don't want, so they bring it over there, and then you get to dig through it and take whatever you want. And then at the end of the month, they have a little swap deal where everybody brings things and sells them or gives them away. They usually have quite a bit of stuff on those days. So it's a good place to go Saturday morning and get out of the house and hear some news stories. Yeah, Wade was there, and I spent quite a bit of time with him. And then he started upstairs, and everybody, usually by 12:30, the people are beginning to disappear. So it was about 12:30, I think, when I headed home. So like I say, it's always nice to see you guys. The reports have been really good tonight. I appreciate that. So I have 57.2 degrees. It hasn't dropped much since I came in here. So anyway, so I guess I'll turn it back and hear what else you guys have to say. So KD7QKU, back to Dave, KD7ZYM.
KD7QKU, thanks for that. And let's make another trip to Bob and Bothell, K9PQ.
Looking through my pictures for the drone picture, and I haven't seen it. It's possible that I just haven't got there yet, and it's also possible that that's actually a bird. There are a couple of silhouettes of birds, and that might have been what you saw, Jim. I'm actually going to switch over to a different one. This is just to give you guys a little variety. I think I have showed you this one before. This is a ferry trip to Bremerton slideshow. And this might even have the picture on it that I used for making our web our home page for our website. I don't remember for sure, but it might be on this one. I took pictures on a couple of different trips to Bremerton. This might be it. Well, let's see. Um, I don't know if I made any new notes. I was busy looking for the drone, so I don't think I have anything really new to say. Um, I I'm just again really happy for you, Richard, that you got on the list. That's fantastic news, and I'm looking forward to seeing how things are going to work out with a new computer we're getting. Many thanks to Carlos. I don't know if he's able to listen tonight, but many thanks to Carlos for that. That's going to be a huge improvement, big upgrade. And just yeah, my thoughts and prayers going out to Don. I mean, I don't. It sounds like he's hanging in there, and I just hope he's able to get back on his feet. Okay, very soon. Not just back on his feet, but very soon. All right. Well, I think that's probably it for me tonight. I mean, I'll be around. I don't think it'll get back to me, but I will be here. Back to net, Kana.
K9PQ, thanks with that. And let's move on to Richard, K7ITX.
Wow, that came around pretty damn quick, if you ask me. I'm surprised. So, let's see, what do we got going? Well, we got the Mariners are playing the Cubs tomorrow. Hopefully they'll do better. Cal Raleigh, though, again, another home run. And I guess the weather's gonna turn to sunshine again. I think maybe Tuesday I thought I saw something to that effect. Oh, it's sure nice to hear about the Radio Club of Tacoma. You know, I spent a lot of time there in my younger years with my dad. That place has been around a long time. Gosh, you know, if you think about it, well over 50 years, if not 60, 70. I don't know. I mean, they started it in the 50s. It's pretty dang old. And we saw a lot of presentations there, just like you and Ron and Wade are talking about. Let's see. There was something else that came to mind. Just it's been kind of interesting to hear the scuttlebutt, the rumor mill, if you so to speak, regarding the Air India crash. I have an insider that works on airframes for Boeing and Spirit and knows a lot about the Dreamliner. So this crash in India was the one and only Dreamliner crash so far, and there's a lot of suspect not on Boeing but more on Air India and their lack of maintenance stipulations and follow through, and there's a concern that could be the issue, but it's all in the black box. They got the black box, so we should know pretty soon why those poor souls went to heaven earlier than they should have, our minds. So anyway, Covington Jim, if you have any more to say about that, I'd be curious. But I think you're like everyone else. What's going to be the report from the black box? Dreamliner has been pretty successful, and I noticed that they didn't have an airworthiness or a ground stop for those guys at all. So that just came to mind as I was doing some of my thinking today. All right. Well, comes back around. Not sure, but if it doesn't, 73, everybody. K7ITX, back to net control.
K7ITX. Thank you with that. Let's go to Wade, W7ITL in Tacoma.
Well, let's see. I think the audio is fixed now. I do hear myself on the 2 meter. So it definitely seems like maybe the second receiver is having issues getting audio into the repeater system. So that'll be some troubleshooting after net. Don't have a lot more to say. It's been a busy weekend and a busy net. And definitely condolences to the families that lost their loved ones in the flight, in the Indian flight. I don't remember the exact flight number, but definitely goes out to them. Yeah, lots of interesting, not so positive things going on in the news today. So hopefully it gets better. Don't like the negative things. So I'll say 73, everybody. It's been a good net. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Connected W7ITL repeater.
W7ITL, thanks with that. Let's go to Covington Jim, N7QO.
N7QO. Thank you, Dave. Well, let's see. Dick, you were mentioning that 787 crash, and seems like we're talking a little bit about that. Several days ago, I watched several videos on that, and they were just kind of guessing. Could have been this, could have been that, and yeah, so they were trying to troubleshoot think of what could possibly have caused it, but nothing definitive. I did not have a chance to watch videos of that today. I would bet there's some new information out there, but I did hear a few days ago that they did recover, like someone said, they recovered the black boxes. They have both the voice recorder and the data recorder, so that should give them a lot of information about what's going on. And I can't help but think that in a different country that information would already have been either made public or at the very least leaked out. So I don't know. That information will be very telling. Otherwise, everyone's just taking guesses as to what was going on, and they'll get to the bottom of it, but it looks like it's just going to take a while for us to get the information, which someone out there has, but they're not sharing it with us. So meanwhile, everyone out there is guessing. Several days ago, I saw several different theories as to what may have happened, but Yeah, we need the recorders, and that will help us a lot. Um, let's see. I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. Sorry, guys. Anyway, it's been one of those weeks actually. I was gonna say one of those days, but I've got a lot of stuff going on here at the house, keeping me more busy than I would like. Anyway, back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
7QO, thanks with that. And really thank Wade with the Mesh Network that's going on. Some conversation with him earlier in the week was the teenagers would really like the Mesh Network, being able to communicate back and forth. It would be a real pleasure for them. But then I was thinking of myself, back when I was a teenager, we didn't have cell phones, and there was still a way to communicate. The local rock and roll radio station had a request line, and so what you'd do as a teenager, you would call in on the request line, and naturally it'd get overloaded and it'd go buzz, 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 buzz. And what you would do is you shout out your phone number and your name, and everybody else that was tuning in, they'd be able to hear that, as the telephone company would be overwhelmed with the over number of calls coming in. And so between the busy signal, as it pulses, the kids would call out their names and their phone numbers, and surprisingly made a lot of contacts with that. You call up the person, and it was a way of communicating when you didn't have cell phones. So anyway, that's my story of what happened being a teenager way back when dirt was discovered. So I'm going to send it up to Ron, KD7QKU.
When dirt was discovered, well, that was a long time ago. So, yeah, you brought back memories too, Dave. I used to lay in bed with my headset on and listen to Spokane, Jimmy Christmas, I can't remember the call sign. But I think the program at night was the Sandman, and I think he came out of California, and they played all the, the popular songs of the day. Of course, that was back in the 50s, and when rock and roll was just getting started. So I noticed today when I went to Ham Club, I turn on 30th Street, and that's where the service station is for Safeways, and I noticed the gas was $4.35.9. So the price had jumped up. Last time I looked at it, it was $4.15, so it had jumped up a lot. And I looked down at the gauge in the pickup, and it was down to a quarter. And I usually get gas when it's at a quarter, but I think I passed. I wish I would have got gas when it was at $4.15. I'll have to look around and see if there's any place. There's an Arco station over here. You pay cash, maybe you can get it cheaper there. It's farther down Pearl Street. So there's not much else going on. I guess, like I say, it's always fun to hear from everybody, and there was something else I was going to say, but I forgot now. So anyway, I don't know if my memory's getting, well, my memory is getting bad. I don't know if it's from old age or if it's something else. So I hope it's nothing else. I just hope it's nature's old age is causing it. But so far I can find my way home, so that's good. All right. So it's always nice listening to you guys. So 73's KD7QK.
7QKU. Thanks for joining the net, and we appreciate you being around. Let's go to Bob, K9PQ in Bothell.
I didn't think it was going to come back to me, and I didn't think I was going to have anything to talk about. But that thing you talked about, Dave, with the shouting out between the busy signals, I heard people claiming that they could do that. You're the first one I've talked to that actually did it, that I believe. I remember people back when I was in junior high and high school saying, "Oh yeah, you can do this thing where you all call the same number and it'll be busy, and then you can talk to each other between the busy signals." And I thought it was just like they were just making it up. But that is so cool, and that definitely takes me back. Okay, well I see it's 9. I'll send it back. K9PQ.
K9PQ, thanks for that. And it's time to call the net. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the '08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7CYM. We'd like to thank the SeaTac Repeater Association letting us use WW7 STR's repeater 147.08 for our voice communication. So on behalf of the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, this is Dave, terminating the net at 9 o'clock. Good evening, all.